I want white kids, and I don't want my white kids bringing home black people to marry. It's racial for me. And call me racist. Oh, very Christian of you. I don't give a fuck.
I mean, it couldn't be clearer, really, unless you want to say that's another of your jokes. But you're basically saying, yeah, I'm a racist, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
You're fine with saying you're a racist?
Totally. I think everybody's racist. I think everybody, if we're being honest, is racist. I think everybody, the only people that aren't racist or pretend not to be are white people to their detriment. Everybody else is racist.
But earlier in the interview, you got aggrieved at the idea that your father was a racist. You wanted to make emphatically sure.
Yeah, because
he's not.
Because my father doesn't share my same views on that.
So he's the exception to everyone's a racist.
Well, everybody's a little bit racist. You're right. So maybe everybody. The difference is you're attacking my father. He can get fired from his job.
I'm not attacking your father.
You are.
No, I'm not. I don't know your father. And to be clear, I have no knowledge about him at all.
Well, then let's leave him out of it. Let's leave him out of it if you don't know him.
Hang on, Nick. You put that story into the public domain on your show. I'm simply reminding you of what you told everybody, millions of people, about your father. If you now want to retract it, fine. If you want to say it was a joke, which is what your position was earlier, fine. But I'm allowed to put to you things you said publicly. That's not unfair.
Yeah, so if you look at the comment section, the interview itself didn't go well. And to be honest, it's no surprise. Like, Nick Fuentes isn't the guy that just appeared yesterday. Everyone knows what his ideology is. I mean, he is present in the online space for more than a decade. Everyone is aware of his views. And so it's kind of like, I don't know, getting a communist on your show and saying, like, so you want the government to take my wealth. Like you want the government to literally seize my property. And the communist goes, yes. Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, this is what I want, right? And so no one is shocked that the communist is going to communism. Like, that's not content. Like, yeah, I expect that you invite a communist guest like he was going to act like a communist. Duh. But I guess, like, this is the British thing, right? Like, when you invite someone and you just moralize them like a carrot. In reality, I would have loved to see Piers Morgan actually talk with the arguments that are being presented, because that's interesting. That's why people actually follow Nick Fuentes, despite the fact that they know who he is because he is framing certain things that were outside of the Overton window 5 years ago. And so let's analyze what he is saying. First of all, it's the definition of racism that has changed. Like, when I was younger, racism was action-based. It was like hurting someone because they're a different color. Right? So you don't know anything about them, and you just go there, and you hurt them for no reason whatsoever. That was racism. Well, now racism, according to what Nick Fuentes has said, is basically white people wanting to be with other white people. And so that's racist. Okay, fine. Now, Nick Fuentes also says it's at the detriment of white people for being not racist. And this is where Piers Morgan should have stepped in and, like, try to tackle with this argument. But instead, he brings up Nick Fuentes' father in order to prove, like, no, look, like, there are people that aren't racist. Okay, but the essence itself, right? Like, how many times has Piers Morgan invited a black person in his studio that also thinks black people should be around other black people? And you find those individuals a dime a dozen on social media. Like, they're almost everywhere, right? Like, there are communities of such individuals that think, yeah, like, black people should look out for one another. Now, you can say, well, yeah, but, like, black people are a minority, and so they're allowed. Okay, well, let's look at India. Like, in India, Indians aren't a minority, but they have the same mindset, right? They have, like, and even leftists, when they do identity politics, right? Like, it's still race-based nepotism. Still, like, an in-group, out-group preference. And this is what Fuentes is saying, is basically like, well, if we lived in a society where literally everyone was anti-racist, like, that would be one thing. But we don't live in that society because there is no interest or political willpower to create that society. I mean, for the last decade, the left has to take the Communist Manifesto, and instead of the bourgeoisie, they had white people, and instead of the proletariat, they had BIPOC or people of color. I mean, just look at the legislations that are coming up from the Anglosphere for the last decade, or the articles. Every single time is the cisgender straight white man, it's used in a negative context. Like, I have never read a single article where the phrase cisgender straight white man is being used in a positive way. Meanwhile, if you look at terms like BIPOC or people of color, women, and queer folk, the only thing that's left out, like literally the only group that's left out, is white people. And so if this is the system that the establishment is creating and funding, and there's like money divested into it, and NGOs and politicians, and they're constantly supporting the system, then is the system going to end up one like Piers Morgan wants, where everyone is anti-racist? Or is it a system more like Nick Fuentes is describing, where if everyone is playing a game, is playing the meta, and you refuse to play the meta, you're going to be at a major disadvantage? And Piers Morgan doesn't even want to tackle with that, right? Like, he's not going to say, yeah, well, maybe, you know, we should actually hold the establishment to account. And because I'm an anti-racist, yeah, I think, like, anti-racist policy should expand to everyone. Like, everyone should benefit from them, right? Like, black people should benefit from them. People that come in with H-1B visa should benefit from anti-racist policies, right? But he doesn't do that. Instead, he brings up Nick Fuentes, his father. How do you think that goes with the young audience that's watching this? Like, they're going to see a person that's being disingenuous, that doesn't want to tackle with the arguments, and another person is just having fun. Like, he's literally laughing at Piers Morgan. And then the debate skills of Piers Morgan as well. It's horrifying when you look at it, because I can see both sides of the issues, right? Like, when you tackle religion, for instance, like Nick Fuentes is LARPing like a Catholic. And so Piers Morgan goes like, have you ever had sex? Basically, you know, trying to say that Nick Fuentes is an incel. This doesn't delegitimize him in front of his base. Because now you have people like Kagmin Lee here saying, well, I mean, he's a Catholic. Like, of course he's not going to have sex outside of marriage. If Nick Fuentes actually did his job and understood, like, the type of people that watch Nick Fuentes and actually did want to delegitimize him, like, he would say, like, okay, so you're a popular content creator, right? Like, you're a young man. You have millions of people that subscribe to you. How many of them would you say they're women? And I would say that if even, like, 10% of the people that watch Nick Fuentes are women, he has tens of thousands of women, right? And how long has he been doing this for? He's been doing it for a decade or so. So out of those tens of thousands of women, like, he couldn't find one that he likes. Like, not a single woman that actually fits. And not even that, like, not even date. Like, I'm not saying having sex, but at least, you know, like, try to create a relationship. Like, for a decade, not even one. I mean, for the love of God, DSP had 3 that we know of. Every single content creator, you know, at least goes out with someone. But Nick Fuentes didn't go with anyone. And so, like, this is what he can go. So, like, are the rumors of homosexuality true or not? I mean, wouldn't that make sense? Again, like, Piers Morgan is supposed to be the social media guru. Like, he's supposed to be one of the icons of British talk shows. And instead of seeing, like, some actual impressive rhetoric going on, you know, like, trying to engage with the arguments, all we see is shaming. Like, this is it, acting like a cat. I'm saying, oh, so you're a racist. How dare you? Oh, you're racism bad. You need to be anti. What about your father? What does your father think? Like, does it take even any amount of skill to do that? Because I can guarantee I can get a Romanian babushka with absolutely no skill in media literacy or how to make a talk show, and she would do literally that for free. Like, you don't even have to pay her. So, you know, I expected some professionalism. I expected something more in-depth, but I guess I was disappointed. Let me know what you guys think, though. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.